And I want to share this advice with everybody here. This isn't my advice. This is advice coming from my parents. Let's say you meet somebody and they're super rich and you never have to work again in your life. That's great. Sounds like a fucking dream come true. But you're not gonna feel fulfilled. Why? Because if you don't learn how to do anything, you always put your value on somebody else. You decrease your own value. Let's say that person that you married who's rich suddenly likes somebody else and wants to like fucking divorce you. All of a sudden, that confidence that you had with a secure future is all gone. So my parents are always saying, throughout your life, it's okay to depend on people, but don't put all your dependence on someone else, because that dependence is on their life and not yours. So the most important thing, and I think this might go towards like people being more happier, is you need to give yourself some sort of confidence, which means do what you like, try out things that you think you might like, and then even if you don't like them, don't beat yourself up for it, because even if you don't like something, you still experienced it, which is always a plus. You learn from it. You learn what you like and what you don't like. And the more you learn about yourself throughout your life, the more confidence you get. The more you know, oh, this sort of person or this sort of environment is somewhere or something that I don't want to be with. You'll be more valuable towards yourself, to your life, and you'll feel more happy that way, automatically. Does that make sense? I'm trying to explain it the best I can. Because if you give yourself that confidence to trust yourself, what you are happy with in your life, like truly happy with in your life, and knowing what is truly something that you shouldn't be a part of, whether it be like a person or like a, I don't know, like a job that you absolutely hate, give yourself that confidence and trust yourself that you can go towards a path that you actually enjoy. The people who usually have so much trouble being happy, even though they might have like a nice job or a nice family, it's because they don't have that confidence and that trust within themselves. And also in that perspective, they also don't value themselves, because they value, money is important for having a better life. But the actual thing that you can learn from this is that you need to make sure that you yourself are happy with your life, okay? I mean, don't be reckless in a way like, oh, I'm gonna quit my job right now. If you are realizing that you don't like something and that sort of environment is kind of getting to you mentally or emotionally, don't force yourself to like fucking work there for another 10 years. If you honestly don't like it, then it's never really too late to like look for something else, but still, keep your current job. And this is just an example with careers. Keep your current job because you need that finance, and you can't just like jump from one job to another like that, You gotta gradually do it. That's what I mean by don't do it recklessly. Make decisions that will... It's as if you are crossing a river and you don't jump from stone to stone. You put one leg on one of the stones, and then you put your other leg onto the stone that your first leg is currently on. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean. So let's say you have a super, super good job and you were invested in this company for like 30 years, but you're absolutely miserable. And for the past 15 years, you realized that you're super miserable. It's not too late to change your job, okay? Because if you don't change your job, you're gonna be miserable, and then that's not changing your life, which is what you actually need. So what do you need? You need the confidence to trust yourself, to do it correctly with good decision-making skills, and to make sure that what you want is truly because you want your life to be happy. So it's really important to know that money is important, yes, but it isn't the most important thing in anybody's life, as you guys probably should know, because a lot of rich people and celebrities are very miserable. So I feel like what my parents tell me ever since I was little is that make sure that you get to know yourself. And getting to know yourself is hard. Getting to know yourself means you need to go through suffering to know what you don't like, to know where you don't want to be. And then truly you can be in a place that's better and realize like, oh yes, this is where I want to be. And this is where I want to be so that I can be even better in the future, like stepping stools. So that's getting to know yourself. If you're always hanging around the same toxic people, you're not really giving yourself the chance to know yourself truly, because you're kind of just immune to the toxicity, to the point where, you know, a lot of people don't even know that they're in a toxic relationship or something, so they think it's normal, and they don't know that they absolutely hate it. That's why a lot of people who experience like abuse in their childhood tend not to understand how much they disliked it until afterwards when they become an adult. Because at the time, like, the people who, you know, let's just give an example. Like, let's say you're a child and you have like an abusive parent, and this might be a very sensitive topic, but I think it's very important, and I think it's okay to talk about it as long as you talk about it sensitively. So please try to respect this topic. But let's say there's a kid and they have an abusive parent, and the parent is all the kid ever knows. You know, the kid grows up with the parent is always there. It doesn't matter if they're a good parent or an abusive one, they're just always there. So the kid never knows like what it feels like to be in an environment where a parent isn't supposed to be like that. So that's usually why, you know, they kind of grow up being confused. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, when you're in a toxic environment, you don't get to know yourself. And unfortunately for kids, because they're so young, they don't get the chance to really know what they like until afterwards when they grow up, right? Because they can't really just be like, whoa. And honestly, like, I'm not even saying like that's for all kids. There are definitely certain kids where they see other families, you know, being treated way differently, and when they start realizing it, some kids actually run away because they know that they shouldn't be in that sort of environment. And that does happen. But that's kind of like the example I'm trying to give, as in, like, you know, once you start to know yourself, you get that confidence to know what you need to do to make your life better. Does that make sense? Does that make any sense? I hope I can. I'm not very good at explaining. I'm not a TED talker. I'm not trained. But I hope that makes sense. It's okay if whatever you're doing right now is something that you don't enjoy. But the thing that is not okay is that if you know you're super duper miserable and you're not giving yourself the chance to even think about changing it, that's how you know you're not valuing yourself. That's how you know that you don't have confidence. And that's how you know that you don't trust your own life, okay? Who knows if we only have one life or not, but for now, the life that we live right now is going to be our only one. Like Enna Alouette, I'm probably not gonna be Enna Alouette next time. You know what I mean? I might be a turtle. But that's why it's very important to build that confidence, build yourself throughout your life so that you can at least strive for a future where you can be sustainable and also content. You don't have to be the happiest person on earth. They don't exist. Being happy all the time usually means you're delusional, on drugs, or dead. So scratch that out, okay? The key word is moderation and just to be enough. Life should just be enough. It's never too much, never too little. Just aim to be enough. And that's all you need to do. Having enough means that you're grateful for what you have and that it's enough. And that doesn't mean that you can ask for more. It just means that you need to realize that each time you have more, you need to be more appreciative. So that is the lesson that I think my parents tried to explain to me, except that they said this to me in another language, so I'm trying to like translate it, but my brain isn't really working because I just learned Indonesian today and my brain's all over the place. But you know, as easy as it is to talk about it, it is definitely 1100% harder to do. Unfortunately, not everybody can do it. But you know what? The first thing to ever achieve anything like this is just to know. It's just to be aware. If you didn't even know in the first place, you wouldn't be able to even like go towards it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, I think everybody here has something that they can be grateful about. I think everybody here is pretty lucky for the fact that you all have internet. So you know, maybe some of you guys have like bad internet, but internet is still internet. And yeah, I hope you guys can kind of learn from this. I'm not the best explainer, so if I say anything that's something that you don't agree to, that's totally fine. But I really do think that we all need to learn to be a little bit more confident in ourselves. Not like narcissistic confidence, but real, true confidence. Confidence where you know that if you fall, you can stand back on your feet again. You have the experience and the knowledge and the confidence to know how to get back up again. So for anybody who ever feels lost, because I always feel lost, and I still do. Just know that you're not alone. We all feel like this. There's never one concrete solution, but the only thing I can tell you guys is keep moving forward. Get to know yourself better. Trust yourself. Really, truly talk to yourself about certain things. Don't lie to yourself about what actually makes you happy. What is good for you is what will make you happy in the very end. I promise with all my heart. This is literally the only thing I've ever learned in my life after suffering. I promise, okay? Yes. I'm grateful I can watch streams in 720p. Exactly, that's very good. That's a very good start. I feel like it's abnormal to not feel lost at least a couple of times in life. Of course, oh my god, of course you have to feel lost. It's never like a eureka sort of thing, and then you just, for the rest of your life, you're just like, you just know what to do. You always get lost somewhere in between, but that's the reason why you keep, like, getting to know yourself even more. You know, you can't get to know things if you're not lost, because you're not seeing new things, you're not seeing new perspectives. It's only when we're lost is when we start to find new things. Does that make sense? Yes, that is something I literally just made up right now. But I think it makes a lot of sense. You're not gonna find something if you know where it is. You're gonna find something new when you're lost because you don't know where anything is. So I definitely learned a lot while I was very lost, and I'm still kind of lost and still learning. So let's all learn together. Yes. Okay guys, I gotta go to the bathroom. So I'll be right back. I'm sorry for interrupting the TED Talk. I gotta pee. BRB.